Hello, beautiful souls. I welcome you to my channel. I am Nikita. I'm bringing you energy updates. This is a combination of the energy that I read, the channelings I get, tarot and oracle cards, as well as astrological or planetary shifts, which bring about changes and affects our lives. So today it's going to be slightly long because a lot of things are going on. Even astrologically, a lot of planets have transited, are in transit. This upcoming full moon is of great significance. Plus then I'll be pulling out a few cards because last week I have not brought you a lot of too many videos. So this is the energy pretty much from the time you see it for not just 7 or 8 days. Energy is fluid, and so it can be even till the end of February. So I suggest you get settled in with your favorite tea, coffee, soup, something, and you can of course watch it in parts, but do take notes where you think it's relevant for you, and what are the important dates or messages that may be coming forward. So okay, I'm going to get started with what you already, some of you might already be feeling, is a sense of fatigue, a sense of exhaustion, even in your body, in your physical body. There's a lot of emotional sensitivity, a lot of emotions surfacing, sudden memories from many years ago, from the past. It can even be past life sometimes for few of you, which are surfacing to be released, to be healed, to be acknowledged. Um, so there is a lot of uncertainty vis-a-vis that. In my previous video, I did talk about a sense of confusion, of fogginess, not being able to see very clearly, which is going to continue. So I'm going to take you through a lot of these things in detail. Oh my God, those are quite a few. Okay. And so what you might be feeling right now is for the for your benefit. It is being triggered by this very, very powerful and potent full moon, depending on what you're going through. See, this is at a 0 degree, and if it is Vedic astrology you follow, you might be think it is a full moon in Leo, and by Western astrology it's full moon in Virgo. So what is happening essentially is, during one of the eclipses I had mentioned how there's a reset button which has been pushed. And okay, another thing I want to just say before I get started and get into a little bit, I go into the flow of things. So when I give energy updates, some people it's already happening, some people it's going to be happening in a few days, and some a little later. For some and very few, they might have already experienced it a day or two before my update. So the way for you to benefit the most from any of my updates is to check where you are with it date wise. Kind of make a rough, when something happens and you say, oh, I heard this on the video or in her audio, and you make a mark and you notice how many days apart the update and your symptom, or that energy shift, or that particular thing happening in your life, what is the time gap between, so that you know exactly when to go back and re-watch something when it starts happening. Um, secondly, um, I'm sorry. So, yeah. When I am talking, a lot of times it is direct channeling. So, when there are too many messages coming in, sometimes I start saying something and then another thing and another thing. But as soon as I can, in the next video, I do try to cover it and finish what I had started saying, because sometimes there's so much information coming through, and it's not coming from my brain or my interpretation or my understanding of things. So a lot of times I have to go back and rewatch my own videos or recordings, because it after some time it just vanishes from the consciousness. Okay, it is there inside, but it's once I have rewatched, I'm like, oh yeah, and this is what's going on, kind. So the best way for you to benefit is, if there is something that caught your interest, it was resonating with you, and I have switched stream because I started talking to another group or another message came in, is to ask me to complete that. And the more interactive you're going to be with me by commenting here, not in the WhatsApp groups or anywhere else, here in the, it benefits everyone, and I can help you out immediately. Another thing is, at this time it's very important for you to be aware of if you're getting triggered, which is going to be happening a lot, and it's been happening for a lot of people for the past 1 week or so. And what do I mean by trigger? If you if a interaction happens, what somebody says, doesn't do, if it is bringing up anger, fear, tearfulness, is pinching you, it's affecting you, that is your trigger. And instead of saying my uncle, my this, my husband, my wife, my so and so did this, the best thing for you to do at this time is to ask yourself, what did it make me feel and why did I feel that way? That is the only way for you to deal with it, and then do your inner work, because the triggers are about you, never about the other person. Everyone is on their own journey, and it is taking them whatever time it's taking them. Apart from that, um, I'm sorry, there's so much to say. That's why I did note down a few points here. I'm just checking if the camera is working. Sometimes it just gets hanged for no reason. So, right, let's get started. This full moon is bringing up inside a lot of us, be it unresolved issues or even resolved issues which you have not purged. And so, a sudden deep sadness or a sudden memory of something that happened years ago, something from the past, is going to be brought up to clear up, to clear out. Um, and the placements of the planets, the transits are in such a way. I'm going to try and just briefly, I won't talk about the planets, I'm going to talk about the energies. Is there will be, Mercury is in its retrograde shadow period. Okay, Mercury is going to go retrograde and be pretty much all of March, pretty much be in retrograde. I'll make a separate video if need be, or I'll post the dates. Uh, because I've spoken so much in the last 2 years about the retrogrades of Mercury. So, as always, you have to be careful with communication, but this time especially, the kind of alignments the planets are, people are going to overall be sensitive, because they're being taken deep into the emotion. Even those who are not very emotional to begin with are going to be feeling very emotional at this time. Feelings are going to be surfacing big time, and feelings can mean anything: happy feeling, sad feeling. But usually, at this time, for clearing, healing, and releasing, it is pain and remembering of certain traumas, reliving of certain incidents, realizing it is coming up. But communication about it is not going to be very coherent, articulate, or both may be using the same word but have different definitions for it. Um, for example, the actual meaning of the word antique means something which has aged, which is from a time period, but a lot of people use the word antique in the colloquial way in India as a unique piece or somebody who's very strange or weird. So, though you might even be using the same vocabulary, the communication may not be at par, and that is going to lead to a lot of frustration. Another level of frustration which is coming up for a lot of people right now is the masculine part of you. When I say masculine, I mean everyone has a masculine side and a feminine side. And when I want to talk about genders, I say male and female always. Okay. The masculine aspect is going to be questioning whether they are failures. You know, they are going to, all that has not succeeded or gone according to plan, whose plan, their strategizing, their way they had projected that this is what I'm going to achieve by this time, and if I do this, this is going to be the output. A deep sense of I'm a failure. It has never amounted to something. And that might be surfacing within either the males in your life or within your own masculine energy. But at the same time, the feminine energy is also coming up with a surge of creativity, a desire to create something new. But the sense of failure makes you wary and scared. But the rising of the creative surge makes you want to go ahead and start afresh. And now you want to be doubly cautious, and hence all the fogginess, confusion. There was a lot of stuff which had slowly, after the entire 2018 difficulties and challenges and extreme sorrow and sadness and a sense of depression almost and stagnancy, had slowly started moving forward. And now, with Mercury going into retrograde, it's going to again slow down because we're again being asked to rethink and relook at the choices and decisions we have made, the paths we have chosen. And if that is not in alignment with what our soul wanted for us, this is the full moon where you are going to get a sudden inner knowing and epiphany that I have been doing the same thing over and over again. I kept making the same choices. I have been using the same behavior, the same thinking pattern, my habits. I have not changed anything, but I'm expecting a different result. This full moon, a lot of shifts and changes which are going to last you very, very long, anything between 7 to 10 years, is going to start. I'm not saying it's going to happen like that day it's full moon and next day everything has happened. No, but that is something that is going to start, something where you have felt very stuck or you've been in very stubborn energies, not wanting to change your way, your decision, you being very fixed on a certain outcome, on a person, on a job, or anything. Now it is the time where you're being awoken, you're being given divine intervention, divine guidance. So please pay attention to your intuition, your dreams, the symbols, the animal totems, the number, synchronistic numbers, angel numbers that you might be seeing. Um, because there is something that's coming to you. It will take a little bit of patience. It's been slow, and that's why you're beginning to get frustrated. But there's a lot of frustration, yes. There's a lot of feeling of helplessness, and this is not going anywhere. And a lot of that, be wary of overthinking, of being in your head, of constantly thinking. Those are energies that are coming up. Now, when I give these energy updates, what happens is it's not about, oh, this is going to happen. That is called prediction. This is guidance, which is kind of saying there is a pothole there, there's a banana peel there, there is a storm coming, there might be rain, so carry your umbrella. It's not about, oh, the banana peel is there, now I'm going to fall down on it, right? It is to help you be prepared, not to get overwhelmed, not to crib about it, but to see how you can use what is happening to change certain things about you. If after, for example, if there's someone who has worked with me, and then after 6 months or 1 year the complaint is the same, it means they are not using the tools, they're not using the guidance to work with it. They're just sitting there hoping it will change on its own, which is not what's going to happen. Overthinking, worrying is not, at this time, what is happening is mostly divinely guided. Things that have been stuck for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, and now you're getting unstuck, and where we are going is very, very unknown, which is getting everyone flustered. A lot of people have been asking me, why is this happening? What will it lead to? When will it happen? And I'm like, the reason why nobody is being given very clear information is because humans have the tendency of getting attached and holding fast to anything given to them. Instead of following what a spiritual teacher has said, humans have a tendency to get attached to the teacher and ignore all the teachings. When a certain information is passed down, they make it that, oh, this is going to happen, so I don't have to do anything. Right now, nothing is going to be given to you in a too much clarity or guarantee of when and why, and because how does it change? How does it matter if you understand how storms occur? Do you ever know when exactly rain is going to start pouring or when it's exactly going to stop? If you're one of those who says, no, when the rain stops, then I will, continue on my journey, you might find yourself stranded for days sometimes. The point is to keep going with whatever message guidance is being brought to you. This is guidance being brought to you to work with, not with the desire to know more and more and more, so that again you get into, I can control the situation, it's under my control. We are being taken out of that illusion that we are controlling this ship. There's a lot of changes and it's happening now in the collective. Those who are light workers, they know how to now surf these waves. They know that if they are feeling tired, they need to rest, they need to honor their body, they need to say no to certain things or ask their clients to be understanding. Because if they're not in their best of energy and they try to bring you a reading, it's not going to benefit you and they are going to fall terribly. They'll need more days to recover, let's put it like that. What you're being prompted to do at this time is to change. What have you been doing again and again and again? What choices have you made again and again and again, just because you thought that was the path that will lead you to your monetary stability or your relationship stability? Because this year in 2019, and especially the first half of this year, you are going to feel almost compelled, if not forced, to take a second look, a third look, a hundredth look at where you are and why you are there. And if it is not for the highest and best of your soul, if it is something that has already moved beyond its expiry date, where your contracts have been fulfilled, you are being pushed now to move on. to not be in fear, not be in attachment, not be in, but my finances will suffer, or my family or people are going to think this about me. You're being asked to move out of those limiting behaviors and thought patterns to move towards where destiny is taking you. And it will feel almost miraculous and magical, the way things will then start falling in place once you start living in complete surrender, going with the flow without a sense of being defeated, of being bitter, of being helpless or hopeless. Those emotions, when they come up, sit with them, allow yourself to purge them, don't try to escape them. What is also going to be coming up is sudden changes and shifts in jobs, in relationships, in love situationships. There might be a sudden, if you knew a certain job is not working, is not the best for you, you don't love it, you are resentful of it, you're just not leaving it because of some fear, you might even lose that job. But that is the blessing, because now you will be forced to look at, during the Mercury retrograde period, go over, make your CV, send it out, start communicating, rethinking your strategy. And the same is going to happen about relationships. You will have to make choices between that where you have been stuck with someone, feeling like you were tied to them, that they had no option, and go with that which your soul or which is divinely sanctioned. They are like the two sides of the same coin, these two cards, right? And now you're being prompted to go towards that which is in divine alignment, to walk away from that where you have got nothing in return, which is not emotionally satisfying, is not giving and taking, is not equal. You're being asked to go in to introspection, be alone. Yes, a lot of you will feel the need to isolate yourself from people, not be in communication, so that then you can come to clarity. The transformation could have occurred, and then you can speak your truth and act on your truth and be in financial and emotional place of well-being, even if it means being single for some time. So what might be happening is that all of this is making you feel like, I don't know what's going on, but what is definitely going on for those who have been doing their inner work, and if even if you were up in your head and worried for last few days and all of that, there is a leveling up. So you might need a little extra sleep. There are solar flares that are coming. There are rainbow waves. There's the plasma wave. There is, every day there is a change in all the energies that are pouring in, and you have to surrender the desire to know and understand logically. The decisions or the choices you make have to be more based on intuition, inner knowing of your soul, rather than your logical mind, your rational and understanding. The places where you have been feeling left out in the cold, in monetary penury, or feeling a lack of funds, of warmth, of people investing as much as you have invested in them, is because you have been given a choice again and again, and you have ignored that. It's missed opportunities which are being brought back, be it starting your own work in partnership with someone, getting into a new relationship, working on an existing one which is supposed to be not the one where you are out there because of some obligation, sense of compulsion, emotional blackmail. There is going to be a renewal, brand new energy coming in, which is going to bring back your health, your vitality, your prosperity, your inner happiness, if you are true to yourself and allow the divine to work with you. Okay, so there is a lot of things that are coming about with this full moon, the rest of February. So be patient, do try to spend time in nature to release all that is suffering. This suffering is surfacing, I'm sorry, but yes, what you're suffering, allow it to surface and release and heal it. This full moon in your release ritual, the paper that you write, all that you have been experiencing, the people, the relationship, the constant conflict, um, I feel taken for granted, I feel this has been unfair, or that, hence it means I have been in a victim mentality. So right, victim mentality, and release all that has been surfacing in the last couple of months. You have been noticing, this is what I need to let go of. I need to let go of an unhealthy situation, a job where I am not being given my recognition or my worth. It is not about that you are quitting, it's about that you are ready to now take the leap of faith and make the switcheroo. Okay, the most significant relationship at this time period, or it can be challenging, it can be where your attention is needed, it can be, is your friendships. You might need to go through and sift, who are you spending your maximum time with, who are you sharing your dreams with, are they truly your friend, or are they pretending to be, are they bringing down your vibration, are they people who are telling you no, don't do that, and keeping you in fear because this may go wrong and that may go wrong. So this week, or this this time period, pay attention to who you are calling your friend. Are they your acquaintance? Are they someone who is worth it? Are they false friend? Are they fair weather friends? Are they stormy weather friends? Because they love seeing you suffer. Be very vigilant about your friends, and if they are high vibrational, if they are from your soul family, they might be someone where your relationship switches and deepens and becomes even more. They might be old friends you might be reconnecting with at this time period. What you need to pay attention to and focus on releasing or surrendering is surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of the flow. Instead of trying to understand and control and always be on, in your logical mind, surrender to wow, allow magic and miracles and divine interventions to take place, while at the same time accepting what is. Instead of living in the past or in the future, instead of worrying about what will be or grieving over what has been, be in what it is where you are at right now, and look at it with the eyes of gratitude, of wonder, and awe. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. This is what the whole reading has been about, and also surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are. Don't paint them in the color you wish them to be. See things for what they are. If they are unsatisfactory, if they are draining, if they are toxic, you need to walk away without denying the difficulty. Yes, it might be hard for you to leave a job you had thought you're going to retire from. It may be hard for you to walk away from those friends who have been a huge part of your life or a significant relationship. But staying there is just acting as a toxin to you and keeping you stuck and not letting you move forward towards that happiness, towards that success, towards that best and highest version of your life, of yourself, of your life, of your timeline. And what you're being asked to release is frustration. Like I started this video with, there's a lot of frustration in the air because something you have invested a lot of time and effort, and it has not yielded that which you thought, or it is taking so very long that you're beginning to wonder if it was even worth it. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. And I do suggest over the next few days to take frequent breaks. If your body needs more sleep, more breaks, more rest, some days that you can take off, please do that, because there's a huge leveling up, a huge change and reset happening even in our energy bodies. Now, what are the chakras that are being worked on or will be worked on? First is crown chakra. So, yes, there's a lot of downloads coming which will make you feel sleepy, drowsy, lightheaded, those kind of energies. There's a magnetic headache, if that's something you can understand what I'm saying. Then there is your heart chakra, and true love is being awakened in everyone. What do you love? Who do you love? Love is not just romantic, love is the God energy. Every creation happens from love. Anything that you wish to go forward, invest time, effort, energy, or money, means you have amount of love for it. Okay, anything that keeps you in a sense of separation and hate is the opposite. Well, you are going to again be reminded of all that you love. Who do you love? Who loves you back? To come back to your energy of loyalty, of caring, of kindness, of benevolence, of sharing and receiving, giving and receiving of love with maybe friends, maybe with your soul family. And you're being asked again, the work is continuing with the solar plexus, is to work, I have told you, with your intuition, with your knowing, with your sensing. Trust God, trust what is happening right now. If you're being asked to let go of something, trust that is for your highest and best. Don't struggle to hold on to it. You're being protected from something. If you're being asked to let go of something, you have to pay attention at this time to your gut instincts. Okay, and two cards for the base chakra have come. One is action. That persevere, be in discipline, don't get demotivated. If you can, do any form of dance or yoga or physical movement to keep these energies flowing, because there is so much changing and upgrading that you may not feel. I have found that a lot of things that were pending, that had got stalled, that which we had procrastinated or not yet been able to complete in 2018, pretty much January and February went out in closing those, that work, that issue, that something, that project, that relationship had to be brought to a complete circle, tied up in a bow. And most of our January and February went in that. We will be revisiting a lot of things in March to make sure we have crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, so that finally in the Aries season we can actually have our fresh new beginnings and clean slate and clear start and all of that. And we are being asked to ground ourselves every day, multiple times a day if need be, by walking barefoot, by going and spending some time with our backs to a tree, to be present in the now, to keep bringing ourselves back to our center, to focus on stability. The way that Uranus has moved into Taurus also will in a lot of political and economic changes globally and wherever, but in your life for sure you will want things exactly, you will want things to make sense in the practical way. It's all good in words and sweetness and all of that, but now the time has come for all to get out of the mental energy of these swords, because what is keeping you stuck is your own mental energies. To take a good long hard look, find your inner strength and courage to take those decisions, to cut away that which is not serving you, is not for your highest and best, to be persistent with what you have been doing, what you have been working towards, or which you are being guided to work towards. Not give up in that sense, but yes, you will know the difference when you're faced with it. Yes, there will be a lot of emotions that are going to be surfacing. The best thing to do is express them as clearly as you can, knowing that at this time there might be a need to talk things over multiple times before clarity is got. There is a strong sense of soulmates, people from your past, from your childhood, old dreams, old desires being revisited, coming back. This is a soulmate card as well. And what is the best thing is the time is changing, and it's changing now. Good things are coming up now if you just allow, if you just trust the universe, if you just let go, and all is going to work out just fine. So hang in there a little bit longer, because there are such positive things waiting for each and every one of us, be it in money, be it in relationship, be it in things that you have found yourself so stagnant. Now you're going to see it completely change, volt face. It's going to just be uh, what hasn't been is going to be suddenly. It's going to work out suddenly, and you're going to be like, whoa, how did that happen? How did that come about? So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I will really appreciate it if you share, like, give it a thumbs up, and if you do leave me comments, it really makes my day. So I leave you all with a lot of love and light. God bless you. This is Nikita, and do remember, I love hearing from all of you, and I am always more motivated to do more and more videos when I have more subscribers. So please do help me out there. Bye for now.